Hey guys, this is take 4 of this video, I believe. Welcome to my top 10 running backs. I'm just going to start and try to finish this as fast as possible so I don't get interrupted for the 35th time. So at 10, I feel so dumb going through this so many times. Anyways, 10, I have Le'Veon Bell. And I know that's going to be controversial. People are going to say Le'Veon Bell sucks. Look at his season last year. He's garbage now. His holdout ruined his career, blah, I don't care really. But I think Bell still has a top 10 talent. The reason he's at 10 and not higher is because he had that bad season. But the Jets are probably the worst team that he could have gone to, honestly. That offensive line there is horrible. And his run style, his patient run style, is not going to fit with a team like the Jets that can't block for more than 1 second. Even like a team like Seattle would have been better because at least they have like Chris Carson who's running over people. Le'Veon Bell would be great there, but but in New York they just have nothing. Like it's terrible in New York for him, and I think he still has the same skill set he's always had. Is really just all around skill set. He can do anything still, but the problem is the Jets are probably they're like a bottom 3 like offensive line last year. That's why I drafted Mekhi Becton in the first round. And I think that'll probably help Bell quite a bit now that he has a slightly improved offensive line. And honestly, I don't think he'll ever get even like over 4 yards per carry as a Jet because the offensive line is just that bad. They really need to work on that. They want him to be Le'Veon Bell of the past, quote unquote the past. But as long as they just get some form of an offensive line, like just a top 20 offensive line, then I think Le'Veon could still be a good player and a good running back and be a top 10 running back in the NFL. So hopefully that works out for him. But let's go and move on now to number 9, which is Josh Jacobs of the now Las Vegas Raiders. And Jacobs, he is, a lot of people say he was snubbed for a good year, but if you know football, you know quarterback's more important than running back, and even though the Cardinals are worse and their Kyler arguably wasn't as good as Jacobs, it's a quarterback-driven league. He's going to work a year. Anyways, Jacobs here, he's a great running back, in my opinion, and a lot of guys that are younger are going to be on this list. Le'Veon's probably the oldest one, actually, now that I think about it. And looking down, I think he is. He probably is. But Jacobs, he's coming off his rookie year. He had a great rookie year, and he fits this John Gruden offense perfectly. He's a smash mouth. Gruden's a smash mouth type coach that likes to run the ball, likes power. Jacobs is like that, but he also has a good speed element to him, and he's just gonna run through you anyways. And another good aspect of him is he's really tough. He has great toughness. He played through tons of injuries last year, and if you're gonna be a running back, you have to be able to play through injury because running backs get beat and battered a lot, and him being able to play through like this, I don't even know what he played through, but I know he played through tons of injuries, and I think that's one of the biggest things you look for in a running back. And also, you can even put him higher on this list if you want, but I haven't acknowledged because he's his second year and he's not completely proven yet. But I think he has the talent to be a top 5 running back probably. But yeah, Josh Jacobs, he's a very good player, and top 10 running back, I guess. Or not, I guess he is, but I don't know. Weird way in a sense. Let's move on now to number 8, which is Alvin Kamara from the Saints. And now, this might be another one that's arguable. There's a lot of like running backs, and there's a lot of good running backs in this league, and that's why it's such a replaceable position. But Kamara, I feel like I might be overrating him a little bit, but I feel like Kamara's like the prototypical new style running back in the NFL. He is a receiving back, pure receiver. He does run the ball, obviously, but he's never gotten over 200 carries in his career. He's not like a smash, or he's not a bell cow running back. He's a more of a third down back that can also play first and second down, but he doesn't really do that ever. He can't play all 3 downs, but he usually gives way to like that's why the Saints get guys like Tavis Murray on their team, so you can have like a power element, that pure runner element to their team. But Kamara is elite receiving back, and although, like I said, he had an off year last year, he had drops in his touchdown totals, which he only had 6, and he also dropped in his yards per reception, or pretty much his yak overall. He wasn't getting as many targets. And I think a lot of it could be attributed to like Taysom Hill being a part of that offense, being a huge like beneficiary and getting all these looks and trick plays going to him. That might be why Kamara's numbers fell a little bit. But obviously he's not like a top 5 or top probably, or he's not like a top tier talent necessarily, but he's perfect for like the NFL today. If you want a running back, you look for a guy like Alvin Kamara, who is shifty, agile, elusive. They all mean the same thing pretty much, but just an agile back who could catch out of the backfield, make big plays. And although he didn't do it as much last year, I know he still has it in him. And I mean, with him not getting as many like carries or as many really touches as these other running backs that are above him, then he won't be as beat down, and he might be able to have a longer career than most of these guys, especially the ones that can't receive. And that takes me to number 7, and this is going to be a very controversial one among the Dallas Cowboys fans, because we have Ezekiel Elliott down here at 7. I'm even willing to take him off top 10, but I think 7's fine for him. And we're thinking, how is Zeke not a top 5 back, or a top 3 back, or a top 2 back, or a top 1 back? He's not anywhere close to top 3 in my opinion. The gap between the top 2 going down to 3 is huge. Anyways, we're not there yet. But 7 for Zeke. The reason I have Zeke all the way down here is because I think he's just a byproduct of the Cowboys offense. I do think that he's a good running back. He has talent. He's a great runner. But he's not like great. He's kind of similar to Le'Veon Bell, except he can't catch. He's faster than Bell, and he has a bigger impact, obviously. But if you gave Le'Veon Bell the Cowboys offensive line, I think Le'Veon Bell could run for 1,400 yards, and he'd actually be able to catch the ball. Ezekiel Elliott is not necessarily a receiving machine here, and I just don't think. I think people overrate him. He's not. I don't think he's special. I just don't think he's special. I have him up here because obviously he produces numbers, and he was the 4th overall pick for a reason, and he's still a good running back. I'm not saying he's terrible or garbage or that he's worse than, I don't know, somebody can, I don't know, but he's not like this Adrian Peterson type running back that's like a superstar or anything. He's just a solid back who's with the Dallas Cowboys, has a great offensive line, has great weapons around him to take a little touch off him, although he does get a lot of attention still. I just don't think that Zeke is this superstar everybody's claiming he is. I think he's just an okay, or not okay, he's a great running back. He's just overrated. And people are going to be mad that he's 7th. It's top 10 running back in the NFL. Like, you can't be mad at that. Anyways, I think number 6, this is kind of questionable as well. Aaron Jones, I have all the way up here, number 6. And Jones struggled with injuries early in his career, but now that he's existing and playing, he has been a stud running back. And the reason I have about Zeke is because I think Aaron Jones is a much better receiver. I think they're honestly similar in their play style. Aaron Jones, they're both pretty balanced backs, except Jones can catch. And obviously, Aaron Jones, having Aaron Jones, a huge point for Green Bay, really, because, well, they're becoming this running offense, and Aaron Jones is going to be able to be a dual threat running back that can catch out the backfield and run the ball. And now that Aaron Rodgers, you'd think that Aaron Rodgers has like a good running game, he'd be able to, have a better overall offense. But then these idiots decided they're not going to give him any receivers, so unless you're throwing it deep to Devontae Adams, you can say goodbye to this offense being successful, or not successful, but like say about his offense being elite. But I think Aaron Jones, again, like I said, I think similar to Zeke, he's decent in like every category. He doesn't make everybody miss. He has okay power, and he's good speed, I'd say. But he's actually a good receiver, which is why I have him above Zeke. And I honestly think Aaron Jones could possibly be the 2nd best receiver on this entire roster. If you played Aaron Jones at receiver, I think he'd be the 2nd best one, and that's sad. But Aaron Jones, another thing I want to mention, he's doubled his touchdown total in every year of his career. I think he went 4 to 8 to 16. So look out for that 32 touchdown season this year. If he actually gets that, then that's hilarious. But that takes us to the top 5 now. And at number 5, we have the Cleveland Browns running back, Nick Chubb. And now Nick Chubb here, he was really good his rookie year as well, but this year he broke out even more, and he was almost the leading rusher. I believe he was second to Derrick Henry. But the Browns, obviously, they're not a good team this year, or what they were expected to be at least. They were a huge hype team on the offseason. But you can't blame Nick Chubb for that, because Nick Chubb had a huge season. He had, I think, he almost had 1,500 yards. It says here, he was at 1,494 rushing yards, which is absolutely insane. And it's not even just that. He's like the Browns, they do have a good offensive line, of course. They have Joel Bitonio, J.C. Treader. They have, their tackles kind of suck, but they have a good interior, which is good for Chubb, because he's a running back, and usually interior guys are more impactful than the tackles in the ground game. But Chubb, he's still a power back that has good speed on him, and he just runs through people, and he had almost 1,500 yards, so that's obviously great. He's not the best receiver, and I know I'm like raving about, you have to be a good receiver to be a top 5 back, but Nick Chubb was the second leading rusher in the NFL, and the guy who's next was the leading rusher in the NFL. And the reason they're below the guys who are in the top 3 is because, well, those guys can catch, and they're more elusive, really. But Chubb, he's still a great running back, and he's the reason the Browns weren't like 2-14, because that passing game was anemic. And although they have Kareem Hunt, the fact that Nick Chubb was able to hold off Kareem Hunt and still be the main runner, be the starter basically, that shows how good Nick Chubb is, because Kareem Hunt, you can even argue that he's a top 10 back. But let's go ahead and move on to number 4, which is the Titans running back, the NFL's leading rusher last year, Derrick Henry. And he is fucking insane. If you saw Derrick Henry running at you on the streets, you would probably scream and hide. And I feel that's what NFL players want to do. And I mean, if you look at Earl Thomas, this is exactly what he wanted to do. Anyways, obviously Derrick Henry, he's a big man, and he's fast for that size. He's insane. And he was obviously the leading rusher, and he really helped that Titans team turn around. Obviously, Tannehill had a big impact there, but Derrick Henry and his success was really good for Tannehill and his skill set, and being able to run play action, do all that crazy shit that the Titans were able to do to come back and become a playoff team. I was able to beat the Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens to get all the way to the AFC Championship game, where they played pretty well against the Chiefs for being the fucking Titans. But Derrick Henry, he carries that offense. He's just, and he may be a one-trick pony. He's a pure power back. He's not going to juke you out. He's not going to spin you out. He's not elusive. He's not agile. But he is fast, huge, and he will run right through you. He's just a truck. And Derrick Henry, he's just, as much as I would like to emphasize receiving ability and like elusiveness for running backs, because that's usually what I look for, when you're a freight train as good as Derrick Henry, you've got to be like this high on the list. I honestly think Nick Chubb's like has a better overall skill set than him, but Henry's just fucking monster. But that puts him on number 4, and that takes us to the top 3. And this is another hot take or something people will question, and it's that I have Dalvin Cook all the way up at number 3. Usually I take like injuries into account here, but like I had Aaron Jones at 6, but Cook here at 3. I think Cook has the talent to be a top 3 back, which is why he is a top 3 back. And he hasn't stayed healthy throughout his career, which is his problem. And I think it's been his problem since college. And I'm pretty sure he fell in the draft because of that. But Cook, he's elite, really, in my opinion. He's not like the fastest in the world, but he's very elusive. He can also run through you at times. And the thing that I like about him is he's a really, really, really good receiver. And when the Vikings had Dalvin Cook on the field, they were a much better team when he was not on the field. And so when he did miss games last year because that's Dalvin Cook. He is going through injury problems. But when they did not have him, the Vikings averaged like almost 15 points per game, which is horrible, and the Vikings offense was 20 times better when Dalvin Cook was there to be a threat in the ground game and run that play action. That Kevin Stefanski, that scheme, the zone running, play action type scheme, that like how Shanahan runs, stuff like that. Sean McVay, I guess you want to say that. But that type of offense, Dalvin Cook, he did amazing for that. He's a good receiver out of the backfield. He was probably the third receiver on the team. Obviously, Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen were both better, and now Justin Jefferson's probably better as well. But Dalvin Cook, you could play him in the slot even. I think Minnesota could do that. But, I mean, you want a running back because that's where the big threat comes in. But he's still an amazing player. And if he just stay healthy, I think this will be unanimous that he could be a top 3 running back. He just has to stay healthy, though. That's the big question with him. Now I'll take us to number 2. And, again, a lot of people are going to question these. And honestly, it's running backs. It's not that important. And number 2, I have Saquon Barkley. And obviously, he didn't perform up to his astronomical expectations that he had last year. After having an amazing rookie year, everybody was like, okay, all we're going to do is we're going to focus on Saquon and force Daniel Jones or Eli Manning or whoever the hell is in that backfield to throw the ball. And, well, it worked. The Giants were terrible last year. They had I think the 4th pick, right? Andrew Thomas at 4. So they had the 4th pick. And Saquon, if you like play fantasy football, you're extremely disappointed with them. I play fantasy football. I had him on my team. We didn't make the championship, and I don't even think he was that bad, but he obviously wasn't like the top back that you were expecting him to be. But the problem with the Giants is they're literally just terrible every way. They have their best receiver is Sterling Shepard or Darius Slayton. They have Evan Ingram they don't use. They have Daniel Jones, rookie quarterback. They had a terrible offensive line. Saquon's the only thing that existed on that offense. He was still able to go for 1,000 yards and put up together a decent season. He's still an elite receiver, or not elite, but he's still a great receiver out of the backfield. He's elite speed, elite vision, elite elusiveness, and he can run through you. He can do it all. He really can. He's extremely elite, and I think if the Giants just build up the offensive line and actually get like some threats, they got Andrew Thomas. I don't know how much it's going to help them right away, but maybe it'll help Daniel Jones, which is obviously what they're trying to do. But if they still don't have the receivers. I don't know if it'll be this year that Saquon's be able to get back on his feet. But they may ruin his career, quite honestly, because they're going to feed him like 400 plus touches, and it's going to ruin his career. He's going to get hurt really fast and have his career just be ended. But I'm hoping that Saquon could prove that he's still top tier back in the league. He might even be able to go to number 1, but that'll be pretty hard on the number 1, as everybody expected. Christian McCaffrey is here, a member of the 1,000 club, which is only taken by Marshall Faulk and Roger Craig, a former 49er. And obviously, just McCaffrey, he's elite. He's a top running back, in my opinion. He's not powerful. Like, he's not a power back. But if you look at, I just have to say this, if you look at everyone else on this list, Le'Veon Bell, Josh Jacobs, Kamara, Zeke, Aaron Jones, Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Saquon, they are all, I'm not going to make that point. But you know what? McCaffrey, he's an elite receiver. He could play receiver. His father is Ed McCaffrey, I believe. And I know his cousin's Max McCaffrey, I'm pretty sure, or his brother or something. And those two are both receivers. So McCaffrey can definitely play receiver, but he can also play running back, which is huge. And he's an elite running back, too. He had almost 5 yards per carry last year. And if Carolina didn't have McCaffrey, I honestly think they could have gone 0-16. And really, McCaffrey, there's not much to say about him. He's just elite in every way, except like power. But he's elite receiver, elite runner, and he just gets the job done. He's a superstar, and there's a reason he's in 1,000 club. And I'm expecting him to be 99 overall next year in Madden. Okay. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the top 10 running backs in the NFL. Let me know what you think. I know it's controversial because, all these lists are controversial in general. This one's probably the most controversial because I don't really think anybody's going to agree with any of these besides number 1 and maybe like 9. But that's that. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. And make sure you like, subscribe. That's it, folks.